Flank steak is one of the best cuts for grilling. It is quick to cook, lean, and far more affordable than your other steaks like New York strip or ribeye. The only challenge, if you don't treat it right, it can turn tough and chewy. And today, we're solving that problem. I'm going to show you how to make the best grilled flank steak of your life. We'll start with a rich, well-balanced marinade that transforms this lean cut, then grill it to juicy perfection. You could stop there and serve it as is, perhaps with a spoonful of chimichurri on top. But since we're filming this in August at the peak of summer produce, we're taking it one step further. We'll slice that tender steak and serve it over a vibrant summer salad loaded with sweet corn, juicy cherry tomatoes, creamy avocado, and fresh mozzarella cheese. This is the kind of dish that turns an ordinary weeknight dinner into a summer feast on those days when you want something quick, easy, healthy, and, if I may say, delicious. Let's get started. You can just season your flank steak with salt and pepper and let it sit for a bit and throw it on the grill. That would be fine. But I promise you the best grilled flank steak of your life, so we're going to take it a step further. We're making a quick marinade. Not only does it boost flavor, but it also helps tenderize the meat, especially important with a lean cut like flank steak. And the best part, it comes together in just a couple of minutes with pantry staples you probably already have on hand. For the marinade, grab a container large enough so the steak can lay flat and the liquid can fully cover it. A glass dish with a lid works great, or you can use a resealable plastic bag as well. Into the container, we'll add 1/4 cup of olive oil. Use a mild flavored oil you like. 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce for that salty umami punch. 1/4 cup of apple cider, which helps tenderize the steak. You can also use balsamic or a mix of red wine and apple cider vinegar if you like a deeper flavor. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice or lime juice if you prefer sharper citrusy note. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce to add some depth and a subtle tang. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard for a little bite and to help marinate emulsify. 1 tablespoon of honey, just enough sweetness to round out the acidity. Brown sugar would work as well. 3 cloves of minced garlic, because let's face it, grilled steak without garlic is just missing something. And the seasonings, including 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. We'll whisk everything together until smooth. And when you're shopping for a flank steak, look for a piece that is fairly even in thickness, which will help it cook more evenly on the grill. A little marbling is great too. It adds flavor and helps keep the steak juicy. Once you got a good piece, we'll add the flank steak into the marinade and make sure it is fully submerged. If you're using a bag, press out the air as much as you can so the marinade coats the steak evenly. We'll cover and let it sit for at least an hour on the counter. If you can plan ahead, marinating overnight in the fridge is even better. Just don't go beyond 24 hours or the acid in the marinade can start to break down the meat too much. Now, if you're with me and planning to make the salad, keep watching. But if you just want to see how I grill the steak, no worries. I'll put the timestamp somewhere on the screen here so you can jump straight there. For the rest of us, while the steak is marinating, we'll get started on the salad. We'll begin by making my go-to lemon balsamic vinaigrette. It is bright, balanced, and perfect with summer produce. In a small bowl, we'll whisk together 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 minced garlic clove, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Then while whisking, we'll slowly drizzle in a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil until the dressing is smooth and glossy. We'll set that aside and move on to the salad. Into a large bowl, we'll add 6 cups of roughly chopped romaine lettuce or any other salad greens you have on hand, perhaps like arugula or spring mix. 1 cup of halved cherry tomatoes, 2 cups of corn, 3 thinly sliced radishes, and 3 chopped scallions. I'm using scallions here for their mild flavor, but if you're after something with more bite, thinly sliced red onions are a great option as well. We'll also add a ripe avocado and about 1 cup of cubed fresh mozzarella. Alternatively, for a bolder cheese option, crumbled goat cheese or blue cheese can also be used here. All right, pretty much everything is ready. Let's fire up the grill. We're aiming for high heat around 500 Fahrenheit degrees. We want that grill nice and hot so we get a good sear on the steak without overcooking the inside. While the grill heats up, we'll give the grates a good scrape to remove any leftover bits from last time. Then using a wet of paper towel dipped in oil, we'll coat the grates generously so we don't have our meat sticking and we get those beautiful grill marks. With the grill hot and ready, let's get our flank steak on. We'll remove the steak from the marinade, letting excess drip off. You don't want it soaking wet when it hits the grill, which can cause flare-ups and burn the outside before the inside cooks. But here's a quick tip. As the first side cooks, you can spoon a little of that leftover marinade over the top to keep the uncooked side moist. Just make sure to stop once you flip the steak. You don't want to use marinade that has been in contact with raw meat after that point. Resist the urge to move it. Once it releases easily and you see those deep grill marks forming, that's your cue to flip. For rare, plan on 3 to 4 minutes per side. For medium, 4 to 5 minutes per side. And for medium well, just say 5 to 6 minutes per side. Of course, if you have a meat thermometer, you can check to ensure that it is cooked to your liking. Once it's there, we'll transfer the steak to a platter and let it rest for 5 minutes. This short rest lets the juices redistribute so every slice stays tender and juicy. Now that our steak has rested, we'll cut it thinly against the grain. That's the key to keeping flank steak tender. You'll see the long muscle fibers running one direction. We want our knife to cut across them, not with them. Before we add the steak, let's drizzle our lemon balsamic vinaigrette over the salad and give it a good toss so that everything is coated evenly. You can keep it right in the bowl, but I like to transfer it to a large oval platter for better presentation. Then we'll layer the steak slices right on top. As you can see, it is colorful, it is fresh, it is hearty enough to stand on its own. Now, before I let you go, a couple of quick tips. If you're marinating your flank steak overnight, take it out of the fridge a few hours before grilling. You don't want to put super cold steak onto a hot grill. It won't seal properly, and the outside can overcook before the inside comes up to temperature. For even more flavor, brush a couple of ears of corn lightly with oil and place them on the grill alongside your steak. About 10 to 12 minutes, turning every few minutes, will give you beautifully charred kernels. Slice them off the cup once they're cooled and add them to the salad for a smoky, sweet twist. And if you want to make ahead, you can prep the vinaigrette and chop the salad ingredients earlier in the day, keep them chilled, and when it's time for dinner, all you have to do is grill the steak and toss everything together. I think that's all from me today. This is summer cooking at its best. Quick, healthy, and absolutely delicious. As always, you'll find the recipe on the blog with links in the description ready for you. And if you make this, share it on Instagram so I can see your creations. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
That's like perfect. You see how like
it is perfection. That's why I bring Betsy in. Betsy's the top camera, okay? We're gonna get you some. Do that. So we're going to take it a step further.